Okay, and let's make our GUI function. So function on GUI, open bracket, close bracket, open curly brace, and closing curly brace. Now before we do anything with the GUIs, I just want to set a couple of values inside the update. I'm going to make two comment lines. I'm going to call this first one clamp values. Okay, and I'm going to make another comment line. I'm going to call this clamp values end. I'm going to go over here and I'm going to say customize. If I can find it, customize alpha timer. Where are you? There you go. Customize alpha timer. I'm going to put equals. I'm going to put mats f dot clamp, and I'm going to clamp its positions. So copy the variable name, paste the first value as that, comma, the minimum is going to be 0 and the maximum is going to be 1 because it's an alpha channel. So what happens now is, in our update we just told the script that if customize menu alpha timer goes above 1, clamp it back to 1 so it can never go above that, and if it goes below 0, bring it back to 0 so it doesn't go beyond 0, below 0, sorry. So basically we're just clamping the values for that variable. Okay, I'm gonna put another comment line and I'm gonna call this ifs, and I'm gonna close that down here. Ifs end. Okay, save the scene and let's go into the on GUI. So the first thing is first, I want to create the option bar which comes across the top right here. So let's do that first. So I'm going to say GUI dot matrix equals matrix 4 times 4 dot TRS transform rotate scale, open bracket, new vector 3, and open bracket, screen dot width minus option bar position, open bracket 0 and closing bracket. Now if you remember, this we made into a float, but it was a type array, so we need to tell it to be equal to the first value of the array, which is 0, not 1. So if I quickly do a find, you see it says 2 matches found. If I click up, as you can see over here, it's a float, and down here they both match. So if this is not equals to 1, or if you leave it like this, it won't work because you set it as an array and it's gonna say current array value equals to less than 0, I think, or something like that. So we're going to put that as 0. Then we're going to do times GUI sf dot x comma screen dot height minus option. I don't know why it doesn't show the variables. Odd. Option bar position. And this is going to be equals to 1, the second value in the variable in the array, and GUI times GUI sf dot y comma 0. We don't need no rotations for this, so we're gonna put a closing bracket after that, and then we put comma, and I'm gonna say quaternion dot identity, and then for the Z I'm just going to put GUI SF. Okay, I'm just going to zoom out a bit. The code's too big. Okay, next line. We're gonna make our bar. So let's do that next. So I'm gonna say GUI. Nope, yeah, GUI dot color dot alpha, which is A, equals 1. Then I'm gonna say GUI dot box. It's not a button, we're not gonna click on it, it's just a image, and it's gonna be a type new rect, open bracket, 0 0. Now the reason I'm putting 0 for the first two are is it's already done over here. All we need to do is the scales for the actual box itself. So I'm going to say option. Hey, now it shows. Option bar position. This is going to be number 2, comma, option bar position. And this is the third one. Okay. Closing bracket. Closing bracket, sorry. Comma. Speech marks. We don't want no text. Comma, the skin itself. So option bar skin style, sorry, dot custom styles, sorry. It's going to be square bracket 0, square bracket closing square bracket, and a closing bracket, and a semicolon. Right, that's our bar made. So let's go into Unity just to double check we got no errors. Alright, so far so good. In my GUI folder, I'm going to make a new GUI skin, and I'm going to call this option bar. Okay, and for the normal and custom elements, I'm going to add my option bar, which is this pause bar. Save that. Go back to my main camera, and I'm going to add the skin to where is it? God damn, so many variables. Option bar style right here. Save this. Where is option bar position? You want to open that. You want to set this to 4. Run the game, and let's set it up. Okay, so I'm gonna say for the X, I'm gonna say 2560, 1440 for the next one, 100, 100 for now. Okay, there it is. I can see in the top corner. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna extend this. Let's just make it a screen. So 1440. Okay, that's not big enough. So 2560. Perfect. That's the screen length. So I'm gonna copy these components by clicking on this cogwheel right here, and then I'm gonna click on it again. I'm gonna say paste component values. So now it's saved my values. Okay, that's the option bar done. The next thing to do is to actually make the customize menu button, which is gonna go right here. So let's do that next. Okay, we're gonna add a new comment line, and I'm gonna call this bar buttons. Oops. Comment that out. Bar buttons end. Okay, so let's make the button. I'm going to say GUI.matrix equals matrix. Whoa. 4 times 4 dot TRS open bracket new vector 3 open bracket screen dot width minus customize bar button position, and we're going to put 0 for the first one times GUI SF times x dot x. Okay, comma screen dot height minus customize bar button position, and this is going to be 1 times GUI SF dot y comma 0 for the z, closing bracket, comma quaternion dot identity. We're going to have no rotation, so that's fine, comma GUI SF closing bracket and closing semicolon. Right, so we're making a button this time, and this time it's going to be clickable. So we're going to say if open bracket close bracket open curly brace and closing curly brace. Inside here I'm going to say GUI dot button open bracket new vector 3 open bracket, oops sorry, not vector 3, new rect open bracket 0 for its x position and 0 for its y position. Like before, we defined that in the matrix, so it automatically adjusts our screen position, screen value, sorry. And for the scaling on the x, I'm going to put customize good god, there we go, customize bar button skin, nope, position, and this one's going to be 2 comma customize bar button position open square bracket 3 and closing square bracket, and I'm going to put a closing square bracket inside and put a comma afterwards, and then I'm going to apply the GUI skin to this, and this is going to have some text in it, so 2 speech marks comma, I will do the text afterwards. I'm going to put customize bar button skin dot custom styles open square bracket 0 and closing square bracket. Now the title for this button is customize menu. So this way we know what we're clicking on. Okay, save that. And just as a debug, I'm going to say print open bracket speech marks, close that off, you clicked me. Okay, save that. And for now that should be fine. Let's just go into Unity and see if it looks good. Oh, there's an error. Ah, we're missing the closing bracket. There we go. We need to place one at the end, right here. Just gonna zoom in a bit more. There we go. Right here at the end. Okay, let's go back into Unity now. That should get rid of the errors. Yep. Okay. Let's make our new custom skin. So, gonna go to the last skin I made. I'm gonna go edit. And I'm gonna duplicate that. And I'm gonna call this customize button skin. No, sorry, customize menu button. Okay, and I'm going to attach the right button to it. And in the normal, I want nothing, so I'm going to leave that as none. And hover, I'm going to put my hover texture. Okay, we need to assign a font to it. We can do that when the game runs. I'm going to put the font to 25 because I know what it is already. And let's test that out. So we apply the skin to our main camera. So customize menu, select skin. Nope, that's not the one. Bar button skin. Yeah, that's the one. Okay, so I'm going to attach our new skin to customize bar button skin. And then we're going to open customize bar position, and we're going to put 4 so we can set its positions on screen. Okay, at the moment you can see nothing, so let's set that. So we're going to say 100, 100, 100 for now. Just want to see if I can see it at all. Oh, I made a mistake. Click on the GUI skin we just made and change the font color to white for the first one. As you can see, it's down here now. I can see it because it's highlighted. And for the highlighted color, I'm going to put a pinkish color. Well, not pinkish, but reddish. Okay, there you go. I can see the button down here. So now we can just drag it into the right place. I'm going to put this first one to 256. Perfect. I'm going to go upstairs right here. Okay. I'm just going to copy these values quickly. Copy component. Stop the game. Paste the values. I'm going to click on the customize skin. And for now, I'm going to quickly add something to the normal just so I can see the actual button. I might actually add this skin. It looks nice. It's just a simple clean skin. So we'll leave that on that one. So I'm going to run the game again. I'm going to go back to the main camera. And we're going to set it up again. Right, there we go. Now I can see it. So currently the background is in the wrong place. So let's adjust that. Okay, there we go. It's a bit too big. And I'm going to position this a bit up right here. Around here seems to be perfect. I'm going to increase the size just a bit. Just going to drag it a bit up. Perfect. I'm going to copy the components again. I'm going to paste them again. I'm going to click on the customize menu button and I'm going to set the font up in real time. So I'm going to select the font. This one's fine for me. And then I'm going to tell it to be in the middle center. And I'm just going to play around with its current content offset, sorry. And that's perfect. Now the good thing is with GUI skins, once you set them in real time, they stay exactly how they are. So you can see all the values stayed how they are. Okay, and then if I go back to my main camera, I'm going to run the game. I'm just going to hover over the text. Perfect. Excellent. Okay. Super. So the next step is, when we click on this, I want the attachment menu to open. So at the moment when I click on it, it just gives the debug line that says, you clicked me. That tells us and informs us that the button is currently working. Alright, save this. Let's go into our script. And we're not going to be working with any more bar buttons. Okay, so now let's start making our customized menu. So when we click on the button, we want our customization menu to show up. So I'm going to put 2 new comment lines. I'm going to call this customize select menu, and I'm going to put show after click so I know which one it is. I'm going to close that off, and we're going to close it off at the bottom. We're going to call it customize select end. Okay, now let's start making the GUI inside here. First thing is GUI dot matrix equals matrix 4 times 4 dot trs open bracket new vector 3 open bracket screen dot width minus customize. Don't know why it doesn't show my variables. It's so odd. Now it is. Customize group. Yep, customize menu group. First one's gonna be 0 as always times GUI sf.x. Then it's gonna be customize. Screen dot height minus customize menu group open square bracket 1 closing square bracket times GUI sf dot y comma 0 closing bracket comma quaternion dot identity comma GUI sf closing bracket closing semicolon. Now I'm not sure if I've covered this with you guys. We're going to be covering something called GUI begin group. Now the way this works is anything inside the group is going to be part of that GUI group. So if I move the GUI group, for example, everything inside of that GUI group is going to move along with it. Now this is handy because if you make, let's say, 50-60 buttons, and it's going to be annoying as hell to reposition them individually. So if we have those buttons inside of a group and we move that group itself, it's going to move all the buttons with it. So that way you can just position them somewhere else rather than moving them all separately. So that's one thing good about groups, and we're going to cover those. To make a group, before we do make a group, let's do something else. We're going to put GUI.color.a equals customize alpha timer what do I call it? Customize menu alpha timer. I think that's what I call it. I can't remember my variable names. Yep. Let's close that off, and then we're gonna say GUI dot begin group right here. Open bracket new rect, and I'm gonna put the first value as 0 because they're defined in the matrix. Next one 0. We're just gonna be making the scale of it. So for the first scale, I'm gonna put customize menu group open square bracket, 2, closing square bracket, customize menu group, open square bracket, 3, closing square bracket, closing bracket, comma. This doesn't need no text, so we're just going to put 2 speech marks and close the bracket. Now the GUI itself has started over here, the begin group. We told the script to start the group from line 66, but now it needs to end somewhere. So on line 172, I'm going to add GUI dot end group, and at the end of these I'm going to put open bracket, close bracket. This tells it to close that function. So now anything inside of here is going to move along with the begin group. Anything outside it, it's going to move separately, and it benefits, trust me guys. Alright, so before we do move on, we need to do something else. I'm going to say if open bracket, close bracket, open curly brace, and I'm going to put the closing bracket underneath here. I'm going to say if show customize select equals true, then I want to be able to see the customization menu tab. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start actually making the customization menu box. So I'm going to say GUI dot box, open bracket, new rect, open bracket, customize menu select pause, open bracket, open square bracket 0, closing square bracket 0. I'm going to copy this name, same at the time for typing it, and I'm going to put 1, the next one, comma, paste, open square bracket, 2, closing square bracket, comma, paste, open square bracket, 3, comma, closing square bracket, closing bracket, comma, 2 speech marks. We have no text inside here, so that's fine, comma, our skin, so customize menu select skin dot custom styles, open square bracket 0, closing square bracket, closing bracket, and closing semicolon. Now let me explain something. The reason I've added GUI.color A equals customize menu alpha timer is because when I click on, let me run the game and show you. When I click on customize menu, I want the attachment, not attachment, I want the customization box to fade in, and I don't want it to just pop up, to kind of give it a unique effect. So as you can see, when it says you clicked me, I'm going to tell it to enable that boolean, and then what's going to happen, it's slowly going to fade in. So let's do that next. So the first thing I want to do is I want to go back to my update function, and it's inside our if statements. We're going to put if open bracket, closing bracket, open curly brace, closing curly brace. I'm going to say for the first one, if customize menu select, if I can find it, there we go, equals true. We want something to happen. Then I'm going to say if that's a condition, I want customize menu alpha timer to start increasing, so we can start to see our GUI. So I'm going to say customize menu alpha timer plus equals time dot smooth delta time.